We're getting this economical.
Okay.
Let me pick it up again.
Yeah.
House of Mark and Ray.
Now, there's a rumor that Julius Schwartz is the man who sold Ray Bradbury's first short story. Is that right?
Yes, sir. It's called The Pendulum. It appeared in Super Science Stories. I got a half a penny a word on publication, and that was the beginning of his career. I sold it on the day of his 21st birthday.
God almighty. That's wonderful.
Of course, you were an old man.
Do I get
much
to
older
take
than
this?
he was, right?
I was 5 years old.
5 years older.
33 years in the making, right, Ray?
Really?
Oh, that's
My
what
God.
That's when they first appeared on television.
Absolutely.
All right, swell. What do you want to ask here?
Oh, well, we're doing a documentary on George Clayton Johnson, and wondering what you thought of George and his writing.
I'll leave.
Shut up, cut them
Don't
out.
call that a word.
Don't say a word, right? I take the fifth. No, we've known each other forever, and he's responsible for a film that we made called Icarus Montgolfier Wright. He came to me 37 years ago with a script he'd written for an animated film. And I worked on it a bit, and we found people at Format to do the animation, and Joe Magnani did the illustrations. And we wound up getting an Academy Award nomination. And the night of the awards, Joe Magnani and I drove his daughter and my daughter to the Academy Award ceremony. But on the way, Joe and I decided no way we were going to win the award, because we were about the future. And the film that won was about the past, about nuclear bombs and blacks, safe things. And so I said, The Pit, I think it was called, is going to win because it's about atom bombs and hiding out and blacks, and that's going to win, and our future thing's not going to win. And so we sent our daughters in, and sure enough, the Pit won. And on the way home, Joe Magnani said, "Oh shit," you know. So that's what George was responsible for. A very, very lovely film. Yes, that's
Great.
all right. Well, thank you. Very blessed. Okay.
It's nice to hear. Thank you.
They can always bleep the shit.
Yeah, they can. No, they're gonna.
Tacky walking around with your own film.
Anyway, just
I really understood family in those days because we were always taken in by relatives wherever they were. We'd sleep on the floor if necessary, and starting in the middle of the night, but we were always welcome to whatever was there to eat, or the blankets, or the space. And no hostility leave my door, but a slowly growing, how long are they going to be here feeling. And very insecure as a result of it, because I could never excel at anything or anywhere, because I always had to face a new crowd of kids. And in that would come the challenge, when you'd have to wrestle somebody to show them you were a real guy and not a sissy. And it was bizarre, but it was rich. It was rich. I learned a lot of different cultures. I learned a lot of different mores. I read a lot of books. I learned that Christian religion, because everybody in it was a Christian. So I know all that stuff. I read those books, you know. And so that's a wonderful accomplishment to have that as historical knowledge, that I really do know this Protestant gig cold, you know, from being exposed to it in rural environments where these little churches were the bond, where people would put on their false faces and come together and mingle all day, and the kids would sing in the choir, and you'd get a chance to harmonize and to find out what it was to sing alto instead of soprano, to sing something else, a descant instead of the melody, when I was young. And always being on the outside, feeling when I had raggedy clothes, or nobody bothered to clean me up to send me to school. It was get up, wake up, it's time to go to school. And my mother couldn't see dirt. It was one of the first things my wife trained my daughter, was to look at a counter and see, is it dirty? No sense just scrubbing it like this, is there? Any place where it's discolored or it's marked or that needs effort, you know. And my daughter learned that so well that her husband asked her, "Where did you learn to take care of details this way?" And she said, my mother taught me to see dirt.
Oh, George.
This has grown from quite a small thing to quite a gigantic one over the years. And you guys are
Ray
all,
was at the Price World.
yeah, you guys are charter members from the very, very beginning.
Price World,
How long has it been going on, Julius? Tell me about that.
The World Card?
Yeah,
The
no,
Price World was 1939.
Where was it at?
New York City.
How many people went to it?
200.
200 people. And do you remember the hotel?
It was Caravan Hall.
Caravan Hall.
Well, what do you want to know?
Oh, you know it all. The lifetime that you spent in this.
You'll take it.
science thing.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you set the back of my head.
I'm wearing a wire. Be careful.
Okay.
George, we're putting out a new edition of Zen and the Art of Writing. Can we use your picture
You
on
can,
it?
indeed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. That was Ray Bradbury, my idol and my hero. I chose him when I began. I saw the way he talked. I saw the glittering force of the man. I saw how he dealt with students. I saw how devoted in every way he was to being Mr. Clean James. He was just an absolute grand man. And so I patterned enough to have become his friend, and he is my hero. And isn't it amazing, through all of these years, he has never, ever let me down. He's always done absolutely fabulous things and continues to do them. He's nothing but a force for good, Ray Bradbury, and I feel honored to have known him in my life.
Okay, we've got you on tape. I just want you to know that you're under arrest.
It's all very well. Carry me away.